Hello everyone. Today I'll be reviewing the Minimus based on the Nissan Maxima produced between 2016 and 2023. The Minimus is closely based on the facelift model of the Maxima. This version has LED taillights and LED headlights in the front compared to the pre-facelift model. Anyway, I'm going to tell you guys right now, I'm not going to take this car very seriously with the customization. I'm just going to have a lot of fun with it. Even though I like the stock wheels, I'm just gonna have a lot of fun with this build, make something ridiculous with it. Anyway, the customization options themselves are not really that great, to be honest with you. As you saw with exhaust options, they were the fitment wasn't the best. Here with the grill options, you really don't have that much to change here. You have to get really close to just tell or just notice any options here. But anyway, I'm just gonna go with the plastic slated. Here with a hood, you can really just, uh, you know, change secondary, primary, carbon. You can add vents if you want to add vents. With this curve, I wanted to take it a bit more seriously. I could have made like a Nismo type of build, but to be quite honest with you, the real life Nissan sedans that I see in real life are just complete messes. I mostly see them in silver with mismatched wheels and a lot of cosmetic damage, especially the ones that come from bigger cities. People really don't take care of them. So I'm just gonna, imitate reality for fun because I'm kind of boring. Anyway, most of these options are really ridiculous, such as the rear diffusers. They really just don't fit this car very well. They look off. But I'm really not gonna choose them. I really don't like the way they look. I feel like they're a bit too low as well. But it's completely up to you here. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna choose a metallic silver. Not exactly a silver, but something similar to the real life car. But I might as well just go through you know, through the options here anyway, since I'm just going back and forth. But as I said, in real life, I mostly see these cars in silver and white and black, sometimes red. Um, Not really any creative colors that I see this car in, to be quite honest with you. It doesn't matter what type of sedan from Nissan it is. It could be a Sentra, it could be an Altima, it could be a Maxima. They all look they all look the same, to be honest. It doesn't matter if it's new, even the new ones have cosmetic damage because, you know, people don't really take care of them, or, other people aren't that careful. You can change the interior color as well, but the real one is usually in gray or black. So I'm just going to leave it in black. With the skirts, I mean these skirts are unique to the Minimus. They aren't used in other vehicles as far as I'm concerned or aware, but they're not really that noticeable, so I'm just not gonna apply any to mine. But if you do plan on take this car build seriously, then you can imitate a Nismo build, as I said. The front splitters don't look that great. They look pretty oversized. The carbon looks decent here. The secondaries are alright, but I feel like they're just too big for this car. It would look way better with a body kit on the sides. Anyway, the spoilers here, there's a lot to choose from, and these are very well done. Uh, it all depends on what you're going for. If you want to go for something riced out, something clean, uh, outlandish, as I said, you can do that. Really, you have a bunch of spoilers here to choose from. It's kind of ridiculous, the sizes. It gets bigger as you scroll down. But I'm gonna choose a plastic ducktail. because why not? You can add sun strips, but I'm personally not a fan of sun strips. It doesn't fit this car. You can get this pretty low as well, but mm, I'm not really feeling that, so I'm just gonna choose a lowered suspension. For the wheels here, I mean, you guys know what I'm gonna choose. I'm gonna choose the Steelies, but I'm not sure. I wasn't sure exactly which one's the poverty spec or the concave. Both of those look pretty good. As I said, I'm trying to imitate reality just for fun. With the cars I see, they all look very beaten. With Steelies and stuff like that. People just throw on the spare tires. Instead of just changing the tires themselves. And then I'm gonna paint that black, of course. All that's left for me to do is just tint the windows, and then I'm gonna get outside, and then I'm gonna show you a closer look of the interior and the engine model, which is pretty wacky for a car like this. Detail is acceptable, and texture quality is great. As you can see, the engine model doesn't fit this car very well. It's a W12 from a Bentley. It just looks very funny in a Nissan. The interior model is reused from a few other vehicles, but the texture quality is high, so I don't have many complaints there. Except there is a tunnel there, which makes it a four-seater instead of a five-seater, but it's not a big deal. Um, it's just shocking how close this car looks to a real-life Maxima. Speed is decent and handling is great. It does take a little while for it to get to the top speed, but the handling makes up for it because it's surprisingly agile. It does feel very heavy, uh, which is to be expected for a full-size sedan. Um, I just really like how the engine and the exhaust sound in this car. It just sounds very great. I had to point that out as well. And it's completely unique to the Minimus. But with a car like this, um, you really don't have to practice. It's easy to drive, but it just feels very heavy, especially when you're trying to go full speed, and you just really feel the weight when you're taking corners. But it does handle the corners very well, as you can see, and you can really go full speed when you take a corner uh, without any concerns. The brakes work pretty well. But anyway, I really hope you like my review, and as always, thanks for watching.